horror, movies, horror, scariness, murder, blood. Bleh. Blood. So, hello, welcome back to Lost in the Real. I am Morgan, and this is,
Shawn.
and today we will be finishing up our all-time top favorite horror movies and our remaining list of the five. And before we start, Shawn, do you want to talk about any honorable mentions?
I would love to. I have one, even though there's a couple more, but I'm just going to bring up one. Uh, it's Trick or Treat.
Oh my God, that's a good one. Good job. I forgot. I love that one.
This is just such a fun Halloween movie, and it just has that like childish wonder about it, but also it's like, violent and gory too. So I love that movie and definitely a Halloween staple. So that's definitely an honorable mention.
Totally. I'm so glad you brought that up. We might see that again in October time. I don't know if we do a list. My honorable mention is The Cabin in the Woods. I was struggling. I know it's not your favorite, but again, the humor horror combo, so funny to me and terrifying. And I watch it constantly, and it still makes me laugh. It still makes me jump. So, but it didn't quite make the list. So there you go.
Honestly, I just watched that recently, a couple of weeks ago, actually, just to watch it again. And the just the first half of the movie kills it for me. The second half is so good. So that's what bothers me about it, but that's just me.
Okay, fair. Okay, you want to start with your number five?
Yes, I would love to. So my number five is going to be Gore Verbinski's remake of The Ring. And this movie is so freaking scary. I still like shaking my boots whenever I turn it on. That video that they were able to create is just terror inducing. And I just think it was such an incredible remake, and it brought on so many more Japanese horror remakes that were not nearly as good. But this one it takes the cake. It is so good.
It is pretty good. The younger people will watch it and be like, what is that little black box they're inserting? What is a VHS tape? What is that? Very scary. Not on my list, but I respect it. Definitely scared the shit out of me as a kid. Any uh, VHS tape that didn't have like a clear label on it, I was just like, no touchy. Nope.
None.
um, my number five is Edgar Wright's Shaun of the Dead. I love it. Also co-written by Simon Pegg, and it is just so funny. And I'm terrified of zombies, and so it has great like pop-up horror and the gore and the practical effects, and it has everything I want: the dry British humor, and it kind of respects previous zombie films like Night of the Living Dead. Just so good. My number five.
I absolutely love that movie. I don't necessarily consider it a horror, but I get why you think it is, because it does still have a lot of those horror elements. But it's such a good movie. So my number four is kind of considered a classic. It's Stanley Kubrick's. Actually, not kind of. It definitely is considered a classic. But Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
I
This movie is so influential in so many ways, and it really digs deep into the psychological terror of someone going insane. but then it also has all of those iconic scenes of like the blood rushing through the hotel and here's Johnny, you know. So I just Jack Nicholson is amazing. I know that Stanley Kubrick kind of put everyone through hell to make this movie, but it became a classic because of the pure terror that it brings, and I absolutely love this film.
That's so good. It is like one of my all-time favorites. It's just beautiful and it's terrifying and has such moments that live for like everyone's gonna quote that like when you open a door, just like here's Johnny, like not for Johnny Carson, but just for the Shining. Like no, like it's just so good. Good, that's a good one. All right, my number four is Ari Aster's Hereditary. Like one, this guy just came out of nowhere and just like won my heart. That is just like I love just about everything he's already made. I was torn between this and Midsommar, but Hereditary just it is everything I want. The family dynamics, the psychological drama, you really care for each character versus in some horror films, you're kind of just like, oh, you're gonna die because you don't care. But you care about everyone. Everyone has a place. It is so well written, and you just got Toni Collette just killing it again. And some absolutely terrifying scenes. I watched it again recently just to make sure it was my number four, and I can't. I was so scared. I was looking at it like behind like my fingers, behind my toes, like I the film. I just couldn't watch it. No joke. I'm not even
Those,
exaggerating. Like I'm
I don't
in
know.
bed, just like and true story. So yeah, that's my number four.
It's a great choice. My number three is Neil Marshall's The Descent.
Cool.
And this movie, to me, out of every um, film on this list, this is the one that it just I like. I have a hard time watching just because of how freaking terrifying it is. It is so scary and it's so claustrophobic, and these poor women are just being knocked off one by one. Like I still like I'm like, am I gonna turn this on? I know I love it, but it's too fucking scary to turn it on. Like this movie does everything that it needs, and it is just just such an incredible exploration of claustrophobia in a film, and definitely number three.
I love it. Good choice. Oh, Shawn, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. My number three is It Follows by David Robert Mitchell.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay, hear me out though. Hear me out. It is kind of a slow burn, quiet horror, which is like my love. Anyone can do pop-up scenes. Anyone, well, they do that too. But anyone to the quick scare, the gore, and all that. It kind of does all of that, but it's so quiet and it's so lingering in its terror that it is my number three. I, funnily enough, saw it once in theaters, terrified when it came out. I tried watching it again at home with like lights on, and I still couldn't do it. I had to wait for my roommates to come home to watch it with me, and even then, like I like pause it, have to run away, breathe, calm down. It's not real. It's just finally it's like kind of the descent for you. Like, do I want to watch this? I know I enjoy it, but it's too terrifying. I love it, and it's just beautifully directed. Number three.
I think that is one of the most overrated films of all time, at least in the last 10 years. I literally I can't do that movie. I laugh at it. Like I just think it's hilarious. And I've tried to watch it multiple times. So I just no.
Really, the
But
most
I respect
overrated.
your opinion.
Okay, thank you. That's all I ask. Maybe watch it with me. Okay.
So my number two top horror film is going to be Juan Colette Serra's. Probably butchered it, but sorry. House of Wax. This movie is so ridiculous and it's frightening. The set design is incredible. The acting is so over the top, and it's everything. It's all that camp that you want in a horror movie. And also, it's just that fun kind of horror movie that you can put on. You can get scared, but you definitely are also just going to have a good time. And I just, House of Wax, man. It's part of my heart. And I know that's going to be a little divisive or whatever, but like, it's a great freaking movie. People, rewatch it, okay?
It really is great. I mean, it's on my list. Not quite as high, but I still love it. Yeah, I mean, nothing beats Paris Hilton, you know. Spoiler, can I say? Yeah, okay, cool. Just iconic, so many iconic scenes. I love it.
I didn't say anything, so.
True. Okay. My number 2 is Jordan Peele's Get Out. I know people loved Us, and I loved Us too. I love Us. Okay. But Get Out, when I heard that he was creating a horror film, I was just kind of expecting to be some Mad TV, Key and Peele kind of stuff, and it was hilarious. Again, my love for horror and humor, they go well together. But it was terrifying, and it was political, such good writing, perfect acting, perfect casting, beautiful shots. Terrifying, left me uncomfortable. That lingering, disturbed feeling is what I want in a horror film. And the music was wonderful. I love this eeriness. I can rewatch it every time, and the symbolism is beautiful. I love everything about it, and I was blown away. I want him to keep making horror. Please. It's great.
That's a really good choice. I definitely wouldn't like rank it on my list, but I actually really liked Us better, which is like a lot of people are going to hate me for that one. But Get Out is a really great film, and I think Us is as well. My number 1, my favorite horror film of all freaking time is Hereditary.
Good choice, sir.
Dude, this movie makes me poop in my pants. Like I can't watch this thing. Like, it is so freaking terrifying, but in just like the most different way because of how psychological it is. And that one moment, and if you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. That one moment is literally like every time my mouth just like it is so insane and so surprising, and it's just so beautifully directed. And I mean, like, dude, like you said, this guy came out of nowhere, and he's now become like almost like a horror master.
Mm-hmm.
And I just and Toni Collette.
Toni Collette, my love.
Give us one moment of silence for Toni Collette and how much we love her. This movie is incredible. It is the definition of what a horror film should be, and I am so excited to see what Ari Aster has to do next.
Agreed. Side note, you and me, we should do a spoiler talk about Hereditary just because we need to geek the fuck out. Okay, my number 1. Ready? Anticipation. Is Neil Marshall's The Descent. Like, Yes, Shawn. Like, I'm surprised it's lower in your list. It is even
It was number 3.
okay. Whatever. I'm just giving you shit because it should be number one. I mean, it came out in 2005. I probably watch it twice a year, and it's still like you said. Like, do I want to watch this? You know what's gonna happen because you've seen it so many times. But like, my palms are sweaty. I'm closing my eyes. Oh, it has everything you need. The claustrophobia. You're gonna no spoiler. There are creatures in the caves. You'll see that in the trailer. And also, it's been like 15 years. Uh, and it's just you have every type of fear in it. You know, the survival, humanoids. Like it's just great. I love it so much. And yeah, it's beautiful, beautifully directed and writing and casting. A lot of unknowns for the most part. It's just terrifying. It is terrifying in every sense. So number one.
And that is an incredible number 1. And like I said, it was number 3 on my list, BZ. So
Other
I think
people.
we both had amazing. Like I loved everything that you said besides that one film.
It follows me.
Uh,
Get over it.
but I'm excited to do another list soon. So thank you everyone for watching Lost in the Reel. This was our top 10 horror films of all time. Please subscribe to our channel if you love our videos. Comment below if you want to share your favorites, and also like our videos if you liked it. This is Shawn,
And this is Morgan.
and we will see you next time. Take care.
Bye.